two heads on Sonic 1029. Put yourself in this position
There's
for a
Lauren.
second here. When you were 16 years old, do you think you should have been able to vote?
No.
Text us 10029.
That is
Just
stupid.
ahead, we explain.
Want to see something like super meta? I'm recording myself editing the show that this is in. Crazy. Mind literally blown. I'm going to head out to one of my favorite little lakes in this area. I would never swim in this lake because it's disgusting. However, it looks nice. And I've got a photo shoot planned out there. And I've never really shown people what happens on a photo shoot. So I'm going to show you now. This episode's turning out to be quite weird. Not sure why. But here's what photos from a photo shoot look like. Okay, so I got these new filters made by a company called Nisi, or Nisei, or I've ran out of ways to say it. There's only two. So, I'm going to put these on, and I'm going to test these out, because that's what you do when you buy new stuff. I'm also using a juice box to hold up my camera. There you go. Now these are filters for long exposure photography. This piece of glass allows me to keep my shutter open during the daytime or any other bright scene or any scene for much longer than I normally would. Long exposure photography can look like this. I'm going to go back to that little lake, try out these filters. Let's go test this thing out. Well, I was just getting rained out, but actually it's clearing up now. Cool. I'm actually feeling pretty salty today. What does salty mean? More seasoned than normal. Ask yourself the question, what are you willing to do to achieve your dream? And to protect myself a little bit, I'll say, you should never do anything against the law. That is not right. What would you do to achieve your dream? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Are you willing to push yourself beyond the capacity you have now? Are you willing to kind of put yourself on the line, opening yourself up for ridicule or people not to like what you're doing, to put what you want to put out there? Are you willing to do that? It's not easy. There's days I question my gifting and like, what's the point of all this? And maybe it's too much and that kind of thing, but I just can't stop. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Now, there's always balances. There's always checks and balances, and you have to recognize those things. You can't just have like all of one thing and no balance of the other. That just doesn't make sense. I would wager to say that our checks and balances are out of whack and that they're just not in the right spot. And if we really want to see creativity like pop in this time, we're going to have to push boundaries a little bit more. It's a scary proposition because we don't know where those goes. Usually what has to happen is the boundaries have to get pushed too far at first. And then be brought back into balance. But you see that throughout history, especially in the art world, where people would, Picasso comes in, or like Van Gogh, and, ahead of their time, different, not how things are normally done, and it kind of shakes it up. But you can't really discover what that is unless you start testing the fences. I was on a photo shoot the other day and there's these horses in a field. By the way, horses terrify me. They're huge and they have minds of their own, and they're like, they could run over you or kick you or bite you or something. Never mind. And there's these horse fences, electric ones, and the people I was with are just like, don't touch that, that'll zap you good. It's meant for a horse, right? Which is like quite big. And so we're walking through the field, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, those horses aren't supposed to be there at all. And what happened was they tested the fence and they realized that part of it wasn't on, and what did? They just walked right through it. Now here's the tricky part, is that those horses could have gotten into trouble because there were some boards with some nails in it and could have hurt themselves. That's not good for a horse to hurt its feet. Just like it's not good for us to hurt the gift that we have inside of us. And sometimes we have to test the fence and we go out beyond the fence, and then something hurts us, and then it can be really hard to use the gift again because last time you used it, you got hurt. Another reason I don't like horses. They poop everywhere. I almost stepped in that. I just got a brand new set of filters. The Nisi brand. I will link them below because so far they're doing quite well. But again, the salty part of me right now is that I want to test the fences. I want to see where they let me through. And even if I might even burn myself once or twice on something, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. We hope that we can please absolutely everybody, but it's just not the case. I don't know if it can actually be something amazing if it does please everybody. I don't know if that's how it works. Except we hold on to this idea that we can please everybody, and man, it stings sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to say that it doesn't affect me. It totally does. And the people that say it doesn't, like, I mean, I hope I can get to that stage one day. But at this stage, it hurts. I want everyone to be happy. But that, man, I'm seeing more and more how that just hinders us. We can't make everybody happy. It's just impossible. I think it's actually an amazing gift that we have, that of exploration. We can discover things that have remained hidden for many, many years, and we're meant to find them. I wish I had all the answers, but I don't. I don't even have close to the answers. It's kind of the point. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to find those answers.